Welcome to the party, pal. Your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos back with you yet again. Today is episode 60. 60 daily vlogs. That to me is quite a triumph. I remember celebrating episode 21 with a shot of Hoochie Coochie, so I'm going to do so again today. This is a lovely single malt, the Sexton. Really cool bottle too. I love the shape of this thing. I'm going to, I'm not going to shoot this. I'm just going to sip it because we're just going to chill out today. Today's a very special day, by the way. Today, I figured that I would finally discuss the movies that I've made. Now that it is a former career and I'm retired. No, I'll say semi-retired. Retired for now. I'll make movies on my own maybe one day, but I'm not going to play the Hollywood rat race. For those of you who are following along, you know I had sort of a huge upset recently in my career, and I've decided to just kind of leave Hollywood behind in terms of a career. However, today, episode 60, I want to pour a drink, and maybe while you're watching, you can pour yourself a drink. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It could be apple juice or milk or whatever. Water. Water's good. I drink a lot of water. I go to the bathroom too often. That's TMI. Anyway, today I want to share with you my film oeuvre. That's French for a whole bunch of shit that I made. And there she blows, my friend. Those are my films. At least those that I feel I've put a personal stamp on, and also really the only ones I have physical copies of. My last film, Unspeakable Horrors, the Plan 9 Conspiracy, was not released on physical media, but at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can watch it for free. Of course, the best place to start with anything is at the beginning. Now, I'm going to give you a quick backstory about myself. I had a tumultuous childhood I don't want to get into. However, I discovered films very early. I would say around the age of 5, I knew I wanted to have something to do with entertainment. Originally, I wanted to be an actor, and I wanted to, do all the action parts. Growing up on stuff like Goonies and Monster Squad and RoboCop, you want to see yourself in those roles and kicking butt and fighting monsters, and that just felt like pure joy. When I discovered that you could do it for a living, well, I wanted nothing more than to be a filmmaker and to write and to create. And I realized the real power was in directing and writing. So I left my acting dreams behind, but not before I starred in my first 2 films, because, well, they were low budget, and I needed somebody that I could count on to be there every day, and I was going to be there every day, so I said, hey, I'm the lead, for better or worse. But, it was an experience that I will never forget, and of course, let's start at the beginning. Right after film school, in 2000, I said, let me make my own movie. This is how I'm going to get started. That's how most filmmakers get started anyway. They make their own movie. So I made The Monster Man. The Monster Man originally started as a serious action film about sort of the end of the world. At the end of the first day of shooting, I quickly realized that this was going to be a comedy because I couldn't take it seriously, and I'm grateful for that, that self-awareness. So many movies get made nowadays, Birdemic, The Room, and they think they're making a serious picture, and other people think differently. Now, that quick shift in the first day of shooting really helped the film and made it a lot better than I think it would have if I had tried to make a serious end-of-the-world zombie movie. Of course, my bad guys were alien ninjas. I think that was probably my first tip-off that this wasn't a serious film. But this was made with love. This shot-on-video film. I'm happy to be in the pantheon of filmmakers who shot on video, shot on DV. If anybody remembers DV back in the days, that was the hot new thing. Everybody had DV. Everybody could make a movie now, and I did. The Monster Man was my homage to the Omega Man, and Last Man on Earth, those type of movies. I played the Last Man on Earth, and I was lucky enough to be able to cast a couple of really notable names in this picture. Tom Savini is in this. Linnea Quigley is in this. And my dear friend Conrad Brooks. This is the first movie we made together. Conrad Brooks from Plan 9 from Outer Space. He's long since passed. I believe he passed away a year or two ago. Conrad, wherever you are, my friend, I wish you the best. Thank you for everything, my friend. You are remembered. Anyway, Conrad here plays the Heavy. He is the lead alien ninja in a sparkly robe. By the way, all the alien costumes, the ninja costumes and the alien master robe were sewed by my mom. My mom is a master seamstress, and so I had her create the costumes, and she did a fantastic job, and I'm very proud to have been able to employ her in that job, and she was happy to do it, so I was glad to do that, and I had original costumes for my first movie, so I'm very happy about that. Also, my biggest star in the film is Denise Duff, who, I was a huge fan of. Full Moon was a big part of my film journey, as Daisuke Beppu likes to call it, a film journey. Full Moon movies really inspired me. They were the first time I actually saw special features, with their Video Zone. Full Moon films, even the VHS back in the day had those Video Zone featurettes at the end of the movie, so you could watch them making the movie. And I realized, God damn it, that looks like a blast. I want to do that so bad. And I credit Full Moon for inspiring me to make movies, for better or worse. But Denise Duff, I was a big fan, and I reached out to her, and she said yes. I was able to afford her and fly her out, and she was in my movie. She played the last woman on Earth. So, hey, I was a lucky guy. I got to make out with Denise Duff in my first movie. I consider myself very lucky indeed. Monster Man was a triumph of homemade filmmaking. Definitely a backyard film. But we had a score, we had editing, we had professional editors. Of course, they were friends of mine from film school. But the professionally edited film, nothing of what you would expect in a shot-on-video movie is in this movie, in my opinion. It's not a Birdemic level movie where it just looks like complete incompetence, which is part of its charm. We strive to make a solid actual film. We strive to make you laugh. That's important. We always went for the funny, for the stupid. And hopefully we achieved it. I think the film came out pretty well. I'm very happy with it. It came out, a shock to me, on DVD. It doesn't have a Blu-ray, but maybe one day, who knows? Maybe I'll talk to the people at Vinegar Syndrome. Released by Delta. I'll show you the back. There's the back on that. I don't know if the focus is going to be good there, but that's Denise and Conrad, and some alien ninja action going on. This is, for me, my most purest film experience. This is what filmmaking is all about for me. And I get a little I guess I get emotional because it really means a lot to me, this movie. I made it with all my friends, with my family. We all came together. It was right out of film school. It was that, that fire, that early fire. Anything's possible. We're going to change the world with movies. You can't change the world with movies. That I've learned since. From the beginning, you're like, man, I'm going to make something that's going to make people happy. This is going to kickstart my career. This is my dark star. And it wasn't. But it got released. And that early success really inspired me to keep going. Honestly, I wasn't going to be beaten down by anything. At least in the beginning, I knew, man, this is just a hurdle. This is just, the first of many. And not many people get one movie made. I have several. And this is the first movie I made, and I'm very proud of Monster Man. This is hard to find, by the way. You might be able to find it on eBay. I don't know if Amazon has it. If it does, I will provide a link, an Amazon link, down in the description if you guys want to pick it up. You can probably pick it up very cheap, $4. I don't know. It didn't go for much when it originally came out. But my movie was on DVD. My first movie was on DVD. It came out, and it got reviews, and I don't even remember, honestly, the reviews. I think most people enjoyed it. I think some people thought it was bad, but I think you early on know that this is a comedy, and the stuff that was not in our budget's wheelhouse, we used in our favor to make the movie funnier. And I think that worked. I'm happy with the results. And this movie is always going to be special to me. I haven't seen it in a long time, to be honest, but it's a very special movie to me. It means a lot to me. And, maybe one day, since this is my movie, maybe one day I'll do a Master Chaos Theater where we watch the whole film. And, I can do a commentary on it for YouTube. I might do that. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I might just do that because I love this movie, and I want other people to enjoy it as well. Monster Man, my first baby. Single malt tastes better out of a shark's mouth. Always. Always. I'm also thinking this might be a longer video than I had planned for the daily vlog. So I might split it up just to spare you the time, because I appreciate you being here and I appreciate you sharing that time with me. Before we talk about my second film, Vampire Resurrection, I do want to do the story time with Master Chaos. So let's jump into that one. So, yesterday's movie trivia question was from Apocalypse Now, and the person who got that right was Javier Castineira. Javier, thank you so much for being a subscriber and all your wonderful comments. I enjoy them very much. Welcome to the story, pal. Now, I asked Javier to contribute the next part of the story, and here it is. With a nervous tone, Chuck uttered, "You wouldn't happen to have a human-sized fly swatter on you, would you?" Oh, I like Chuck's style. He's got a devil-may-care, Jack Burton-esque ability to deal with any situation. So here is the next part of the story. "Those are the bugs the witch doctor warned us about," Kate said as she dropped the bottle of Jack. Now we know that Chuck is a proper badass, and they know about these bugs because a mysterious witch doctor has warned them that they might encounter these things on this mountain. So, now it is up to you, my friend, to continue the story. What happens next? Does Chuck open fire on the insects? Do the insects kill and eat them and the story ends right there? That's up to you. Here is the movie quote for the day. The first person who comments down below, quick as you can, will continue the story. Or, at this point, maybe end the story. It's up to you. Like I said before, this is not going to be a hard one, so make sure you get those commenting fingers ready. This is my boomstick. What movie is that from? Comment down below, and we'll continue the Candlewood horror tomorrow. Let's talk about my second film, Vampire Resurrection, also known as Song of the Vampire. At least that's the title that I wrote it under. This film came to me because it stars Denise Duff. Not only does it star Denise Duff, it was directed by her. It was Denise's directing debut. Now, this film came about because it was produced by a film school which had a kind of a brilliant idea. As far as I know, I think they didn't last very long. I don't think the school's open now. But their plan was to, get students to come on in. It's a regular film school, college kind of thing. But the way that they would teach you filmmaking would be to make a movie, which, perfect idea. I mean, that's how I learned the most about filmmaking, was making Monster Man. I went to film school, did a 2-year associate's program, and, I learned all the lingo and things like that. But before I went to college, I knew how to write scripts. I had taught myself that, I had made short films with my friends. So I essentially been a filmmaker before I went to film school. So as soon as I graduated, I realized, the best thing to do is to make my own movie. That's how I'm really going to learn. So I made Monster Man, and that was the same conceit behind the producers of Vampire Resurrection. They got together a crew of students, and they had funding for a movie, and they made Vampire Resurrection. At the time, it was called Song of the Vampire. They contacted Denise. The producers were friends of Denise, and they said, "Hey, would you be interested in acting in this film? We want to make a vampire movie." And there was a script that existed before I came on board, and Denise was, excited to be a part of it, but she also wanted to break into directing. So she said, "Okay, I'd love to be a part of it, but can I direct? I really want to get into directing, and I want this to be my first thing." And she's known for vampire movies because she's in the Subspecies films, in Full Moon. So it's kind of perfect for her to take the reins on a vampire film. So they said yes. At least that's as far as I know from the behind the scenes shenanigans. I don't know a lot because I wasn't in on all of that intricacies and development of this film. I came in fairly late. After we had finished shooting Monster Man, I get a call from Denise. She says, "Hey, would you be willing to do me a favor? I'm directing a movie. I don't love the script, but I love how you write. Would you be willing to kind of do a rewrite on it for me? There's no money in it, but, it'd be a credit, and, maybe you can come out and visit when we're shooting. We're filming in Louisiana." I jumped on it. I said, absolutely, I'll write it. So she sent me the script. I read it. It wasn't bad, but I could see what she was talking about. It was a little sappy, a little mopey. but it wasn't terrible. It was written by a guy named Ron Ford, really nice guy. He was probably under orders by the producers to write a certain type of movie, something she didn't really want to do. So I took it and I wrote a pretty badass vampire movie, if I do say so myself. Something that no one will ever see or read. She loved it, but she said budget-wise we're not able to afford a lot of things. So my second draft, I pared it down a little bit. I met with the producers on the phone. They really enjoyed the material as well. They were very happy I came on board. And in the process of 2 weeks, because I was writing fast back then as well, and this is in 2000, the script was finalized on my end, and I share a writing credit with Ron Ford on the film. I'm very happy to have been a part of this film. And when they started shooting in Louisiana, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go. I want to be on the set of a professional film, and I want to be a part of it. She had a lot of fun actors involved in this, so I wanted to meet them and hang out with Denise again and all that stuff. So I flew to Louisiana, and I stayed at a hotel. That was where the crew stayed at, the students in this case. And I was there for a week. I got to see a week of shooting, and I loved it. And I got to go sightseeing with the cast and crew. We went to New Orleans, and we walked on the French Quarter. We took a ghost tour together, which was amazing. We went to the Myrtles Plantation, which is a super haunted location. That was really fun. One of the actresses came with us. Jillian McWhorter, that's what it is. Jillian McWhorter. I don't think she's acting anymore, but she was pretty busy in the 90s. I believe she's in a film called Progeny, directed by Brian Usna. We went to the Myrtles Plantation together with the DP of the movie. That was a fun day off. It was great. I got to sightsee New Orleans, and I got to be on the set of a movie I wrote, and I felt awesome. I felt like my career had taken off, and I was very, very happy. Then, unfortunately, it took a while for the movie to come out. And then eventually it got picked up by Full Moon. And this is how it's a Full Moon movie now. This is always going to be a very special movie for me, because this is my first and only Full Moon movie. So it's sort of a circle coming to a close. You know what we haven't done in a while is checking on Bigfoot. It's been like 2 days. As we follow these electronic fallopian tubes, we discover Bigfoot is filling up the entire bottom of that container. Boy, he's a big boy, living up to his name. Bigfoot, indeed. Now, we'll check in with him every 2 days, I think, and I think we're going to see some pretty amazing progress, because I think his growth will be unchecked, only, of course, hampered by the size of the container. Which brings me to the last movie we're going to talk about in this part one of the films I've made. I've decided to break it up because I have a big stack here, and there's a lot I want to say about each movie, and I don't want to ramble on for 2 hours here. So I think I'm going to piece this out for you so you can enjoy my filmography in bite-sized pieces. Of course, probably the biggest film that I would consider the keystone to my filmography is Corpses Are Forever. This was a movie I made right after Monster Man. Like literally, I would say a couple months after I said, you know what? I had such a fun time. I think I'm going to level up. Monster Man didn't get me exactly what I wanted to be. So I need to go big or go home. I am serious about this career, and I want to make it work. I want to make it fly. So I decided to shoot a movie. This film right here, Corpses Are Forever, was shot on 35 millimeter. Not many filmmakers can say that nowadays, that they actually shot on actual film. Now, the reason I was able to shoot on 35 millimeters is because 35 millimeter was on its way out. However, it presented problems, of course, getting the film stock and renting the cameras, which are much more expensive, and lighting had to be, considerably upped, because film takes a lot more light, and all this stuff that goes into producing a film. And I'm very happy to say that I was, within my career, able to shoot a film in 35 millimeter and actually make an actual film. Corpses Are Forever was my love letter to zombie movies and James Bond films, as you can tell from the title. This is actually the first movie that sort of got me in with the Asylum, which will be a big part of the rest of the videos. They ended up distributing this film, and that led to a really interesting and fun partnership which I'll discuss more in part 2. This, Corpses Are Forever, also marks the end of what I call the Miami era, or I guess the early years. Monster Man and Corpses Are Forever were both filmed in Miami. Again, I used a lot of my friends. I cast a wide net when it came to other actors, and this one in particular, I wanted it to be the monster mash of scream queens and horror movie icons. So what did I do? I tell you what I did. I cast a whole bunch of wonderful people. Everybody who was anybody at the time is in this, at least as far as I'm concerned, in my purview. Debbie Rochon is in it, and Brink Stevens, Felissa Rose is in this. So I had, the 3 big scream queens. Oh, Linnea Quigley, 4 scream queens. Conrad Brooks is back, and I'll tell you where Conrad and Linnea come from. I'll give you a backstory on how they ended up in this movie. And then I had Lank Fladota was his credited name, but of course it was Don Calfa. Don Calfa is the guy you'd remember as the autopsy morgue guy from Return of the Living Dead. He's the guy listening in on the Walkman with the kind of the big Popeyes guy. He's also in Blake Edwards 10. Amazing actor, good man, good friend, and he came and he did the film. It's a non-union film, so he had to take a pseudonym. That's why he's credited as Lank Fladota. But the main star, the biggest star I had here was Mr. Richard Lynch. That is correct, Mr. Richard Lynch. Bad Dreams, Richard Lynch. Invasion USA, Richard Lynch. He's an intense guy, I'll tell you that. Professional, except for the fact that he, drank beer on set. I did mention, we are filming, and he goes, that's okay. I work better this way. It's fine. I wasn't paying him very much, and I know he was going through some family issues, so I didn't push it. But he didn't do it all the time. I think I think it was once, maybe twice. I think he had some family come in to visit or something, and they were having a beer. But I got to work with Richard Lynch. I got to work with Debbie Rochon and Brink Stevens and Linnea Quigley and Felissa Rose and Don Calfa, these amazing people on this little movie that I basically was just shooting. Not in my backyard this time. We rented a big old space, and I wanted to go bigger and better and really up it. I didn't have the money to do a James Bond style movie, but I did my best. I tried my best, and that's what makes me so proud about this movie. Now, this movie originally started as a short film, a black and white short film, which is interspersed in this film. The black and white short film was my first foray into film. I wanted to test it. I love black and white, so I wanted to see what it looked like. So shot a short film called Nerve, and gorgeous black and white. The film stars Linnea and Conrad, and I was very happy to be working with them again after having worked with them on Monster Man. Linnea lived in Florida, so it was easy to get her. I could just drive and pick her up and bring her to set, and she's a wonderful lady, really, really amazing to work with. It's a pleasure. I haven't worked with her in a while, but I really enjoyed working with Linnea on both things. Conrad lived in West Virginia at the time, so he took a train over. He didn't want to fly. He only took the train. So I got him a train, I picked him up, and, he put him up in a hotel, and he was, back in Miami again after shooting Monster Man, and he had sort of a smaller role in this movie. He plays kind of this creepy old man. It's hard to describe, because I was kind of doing a noirish David Lynch type of film with Nerve. When the film came out, I released it in festivals and things, and I really liked it. It didn't really open doors for me or anything like that, but I didn't want to just throw the film away. I wanted to use it somehow. So I wrote Corpses Are Forever around Nerve, sort of incorporating the black and white sequences as sort of a dream sequence elements or memories of a forgotten past kind of thing. Now, like Monster Man, because of casting and because of money and because of availability, I cast myself as the lead. Of course, I get to play the James Bond in this, and Debbie Rochon gets to play my wife, so not too bad. And I had a great time making this film. It was stressful directing and acting in it and being the only producer on the film. So, I had PAs and things like that, but when it came to getting waters and drinks for the craft service table and snacks and making sure the food was on time, all that stuff. It felt mostly on my shoulders. I did have a really good crew. Specifically, this movie is important because I got to work with my wife on it. Now, she wasn't my wife at the time. She was just a crew person that I met on a previous film. I'm going to backtrack real quick to talk to you guys about Doris Wishman. Doris Wishman was an exploitation goddess. She made a lot of nudie cutie type films, and for better or worse, they have a legacy. She lived in Florida, and before I shot this movie, I was prepping this movie, I get a call from Linnea. Hey, I'm in this movie. Doris Wishman is directing. And I was like, wait, Doris Wishman is directing? That's amazing. I know Doris's work very well. And because I'd found her through exploitation, cinema and things like that. And Linnea was like, oh, yeah, well, I can ask you if you want to help on it. And, if you're interested. I'm like, absolutely, I'm interested. I want to help on it very badly. So I went to the set, and I worked on Each Time I Kill, which is Doris Wishman's last film. It is technically unreleased. It is available as a special feature on one of Doris's movies. It's not a good movie, unfortunately. I did get to see how Doris directs, and it's gonna blow your mind. But I made some really good friends on that. Chuck Smith, her longtime DP, good man. He's passed about a year ago. Chuck, if you're up there, man, I wish you the best, dude. I'm thinking about you. Made really good friends with him, and made really good friends with a fellow PA that eventually went on to become my AD on this film, and also star in the film because I needed someone to fill a role and also marry me. She plays a small part. We laugh about it now, and she doesn't really, look like a soldier, but we did our best. We were in our early 20s, and we were trying to do a James Bond movie with zombies, and I had a good time with it. I really had a fun time. Again, I made it with my friends. I think the struggle to get this movie released really was the first thing that opened my eyes to how hard movies are and how difficult movies are. Here I was sitting on a gold mine of B-movie actors, and I saw all their movies getting picked up left and right. I was contacting everybody. Hey, look at this. And it was being turned down, and it was breaking me down. I mean, there's a lot of struggle that comes along with these type of movies. So I eventually went to Asylum, and I knocked on their door, email-wise, and I said, hey, I've got this movie, it's got these actors, would you guys be interested in distributing? At the time they were distributing, they don't do that anymore, I don't think. I think they're just making their own stuff now. But they watched it, and they picked it up. Lo and behold, my movie got to be in Blockbuster. Not only did I shoot a 35mm film, I got to be in Blockbuster, and I was thrilled. I could walk into a nationwide retail chain and see my movie on the shelf. I feel like I'd made it. 100% I'd made it. But this taught me a very important lesson. I realized I couldn't keep making movies in Miami. If I wanted to explode my career, I had to get out of Miami and move to Los Angeles, because that's where it is, man. That's where the money is. That's where the action is. So after this film had been released, I found myself sort of at a quandary. I'm like, I don't think I want to make movies in Miami anymore. I think I have to go to Hollywood. And so, it's the best place to end my journey so far. I could go on, but I've got plenty of stuff to say, and I don't want to waste the rest of your beautiful day on just talking about my things. I do just want to point out real quick that these movies, while hard to find, are available. So if I find links on Amazon and things like that, I will put those in the description if you are so inclined to check them out. And if you are a fellow YouTuber, please, if you find it, I would love for you to review it. Love it or hate it, it's fine. At this point, they're out there, and I've grown to accept that nothing is perfect, nothing is ideal, and the movie in your head is never the movie that you make. But that's fine, because that's art, and art is alive, and nothing is more alive than movies, and nothing is more painful than art. Incidentally, I do have this, which I didn't know existed. This is Corpses Are Forever on VHS. This blew my mind. I thought that my movies had not been released on VHS, but here is a VHS. But I might do this as a giveaway next time I do a giveaway for a subscriber contest or something like that. A very rare Corpses Are Forever VHS. That's gonna do it for me, pal. I still have the rest of this. Don't worry, I'll finish it. I hope you enjoyed this little early look at my films. This is early career, early days, early years in Miami. Next time we meet, we're going to discuss the second half of my career. I should say maybe the middle. I'll call it the middle. This is when I started working with the Asylum and the films I made with them. Okay, gangbang, I hope this video has found you happy, healthy, and well. I loved reminiscing about the old days, and if you have any questions, please ask them down below in the comments. I'd more than happy to expound on different things, or maybe I skipped over some details you want more details on. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions, so please leave a comment. And then while you're here, please give me a thumbs up. That helps the video algorithm and all that good stuff. If you're new here, my name is Master Chaos. I want to be your best YouTube buddy. The way we do that, well, you subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow because this is a daily show. And if you liked part 1, stay tuned for part 2 because it involves Keanu Reeves ripoffs, haunted houses, and well, a lot of ripoffs. A lot of ripoffs. If you're old here, just know that I love you because you're the pumpkin to my spice. I'll see you when I see you. I wish you a very pleasant good day, good evening, and good night, wherever you are. This is your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos. I wish you well, and remember, I remain to be continued.